Nossa, assustei.
Por favor, desligar seus celulares durante o...
Opa, é mesmo, desculpa.
Eu não estava preparada.
Ai, não...
Oi, pessoal. Bom dia.
Oi, pessoal, bom dia. Vai, Bruno.
Oi, pessoal, bom dia.
Ai.
Oi, pai. Meu pai deve estar assistindo aí. Oi, pai, tudo bom?
Cadê a tia Silvia?
Cadê a tia Silvia?
Minha mãe tá fazendo almocinho.
Tia
sério?
Silvia, um abraço.
A minha mãe tá em casa.
É? Um abraço pra tia Silvia. Ou ela não é tua tia, tá? Fica quieto.
Ai.
Não pode chamar de tia Silvia.
Não, abraço, dona Silvia, do Ceará, pra você. Ela pediu, né?
Tá, mas você tá em Floripa agora, né?
É que ela me mandou um abraço do Ceará antes, aí eu não entendi, entendeu?
Um abraço do Ceará.
Ela mandou um abraço pro Ceará, alguma coisa assim.
Entendeu? Tipo isso. Aí eu mandei.
Ok, né? Cada um.
Matheus, conta as novidades aí.
Então, pessoal, as novidades. Hoje está tempo nublado, com previsão de chuva.
Não tá, não.
Aqui tá. Está bem frio. Então, se agasalhe e se cuide. E tome bastante vitamina C. É uma boa novidade, né? E se você mora no Texas, aí eu não sei dizer.
Se você mora no Texas, agora está... Na verdade, mal tem nuvens no céu, tá 22 graus, o que é bom para as 9 horas da manhã, tá bem quente até. Deve chegar a 28 graus ali pelas 2, 3 horas da tarde. E porque aqui é verão, né, gurizada?
Agora fala em inglês para eles entenderem, né?
So right now... Brincadeira. Gostou do meu sotaque texano?
Gostei.
Boa.
Ei, você tem um chapéu. Um dia você poderia entrar assim na live.
Cara, não tenho chapéu ainda. Eu não tenho chapéu ainda. É muito louco. Eu morei a minha vida inteira no sul do Brasil e depois no sul dos Estados Unidos e eu nunca comprei um chapéu. Mesmo tendo sempre morar no sul. Atri. Eu preciso de um chapéu. Atri é Atri. É gaúcho o negócio, não. É bem Porto Alegre. É bem Porto Alegre, né?
A gente poderia fazer... Eu usava meu chapéu de quadrilha que eu tenho e vocês usavam o chapéu dos seus estados. Aí seria legal.
Mas Santa Catarina nem tem chapéu.
Eu nem sei qual é. Chapéu de alemão, né?
O chapéu da Bruna são essas madeixas douradas dela.
Madeixa.
Olha só, 11 graus em Santa Maria. Nossa, tá frio lá. Santa Maria fica super frio. Nossa, eu fui fazer meu TOEFL lá, foi muito... Mas daí era no verão, daí era super quente, ao contrário. Santa Maria, ou tá super frio ou super quente. Muito louco. Meu pai mandou Guten Morgen.
Guten Morgen.
Aqui tá em português, que pena.
Sério?
Pois é, decepção.
Teu computador já traduz na hora, né?
Pois é.
Ok, vocês acham... Vocês querem botar ela já aí?
Vamos começar, vamos chamar ela.
Ok, então com vocês, Ana Serova, nesse momento. Hello!
Hi!
Hello! Tchau!
Tchau!
Ciao, hello guys, I'm very happy to be with you, famous violinist bloggers.
And thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate you.
For the invitation. Thank you very much. Very happy to be with you.
Yeah, how are you today? You're in Italy right now, right?
Yes, I live in Pesaro, the city, native city of Gioacchino Rossini. Rossini was born here.
Wow, that's awesome.
Central part of Italy.
Mm-hmm. That's cool. Awesome. So, excuse me. So, since you're here, would you mind telling us a little bit about your background and how did you become the violist that you are today?
So, okay, I'm Russian born. I'm Italy based. Last 20 years I'm living in Italy. And in Russia there are really traditions to go to the music school. I went to music school at age 6, like everybody in my family. I have to say that my family has consisted of engineers for 3 generations, and even my son, now he's 23, he's studying the electronic engineering in Milano University. And I'm only one in my family who is a musician. But like my parents, when they were children, I went to music school. So very much in keeping with the tradition in Russia generally, and in our family. My mother wanted me to be a pianist, and usually she took me to the music school. But one day, it is really occasionally, it's a fate that I become a violist, because my father took me to the school, and that day I met my future violin teacher, with whom I began my musical studies. And he asked me if I wanted to try violin, and I came back to home with my with the violin in my hand, telling my mother, please don't be upset, all the violins in that school have to learn to play piano a little bit too, so don't worry, I will play piano too. And after there is a tradition of talent scouting in Russia. What does it mean? There is music school, musical college, and conservatoire. So the teachers from the conservatoires, they visit the music colleges. The teachers from music colleges visit the music schools, all looking for the future students. And so when I was a student of the music college of my city, I was born in Arkhangelsk. It is a very northern part of Russia, near the polar circus. A professor of St. Petersburg Conservatoire listened for me, and he advised me to try viola because of the character of my sound, or because I'm very tall. I'm 180 centimeters tall. Probably violin looked small in my hands, or maybe I played with a big sound. I don't know. Or maybe that conservatoire, and they needed lots of more violists next year. I don't know. And so he predicted me a big career with viola, and it was convincing enough for me to listen to him. Some years later, when I asked him why it was me who you advised to switch to viola, and he told me, I'm violinist for all my life. It was always my dream to play viola, and I never loved the sound of the E string, of the first string. It is too high for my ears. So it was really case. In the beginning, I was not so happy to switch on to switch to the viola. That period I had only violin heroes. Oistrach, Leonid Kogan, and there were no viola stars in that time, apart very young Yuri Bashmet. and the instrument was not so popular as nowadays. But I decided to try, and of course, when I tried viola, it was a love affair immediately for sure, because the C string, it is something incredible. I have to say that it took time to get accustomed to the lower string. After years you play only violin, because if you are speaking about the intonation, sound and vibrato, it needs different skills, so you need to research this sound. I played scales only on the fourth string for months, and just to find the sound, but immediately fell in love with viola. So this is my background.
Cool. And how did you end up in Italy? Because you have been there for like 20 years?
Yes, I live in Italy for 20 years. I'm from Russia. After St. Petersburg Conservatoire, I moved to France to study there in Paris with Michel Strauss. I studied chamber music, and I was very lucky girl at that time, because I had a possibility to play together with the legendary Ivry Gitlis, and you know, after they invited me to come to Italy to play some concerts, so I found myself in Verona, and it is so beautiful. Italy is so beautiful, and I decided maybe it's the right place to live here. And after I found out that Bruno Giuranna, another legendary violist, was teaching in Cremona, so I went to Cremona and I met Bruno Giuranna, and I decided to spend some years in his class, and it was really great times, because we began to play together. It was fantastic times I spent in Bruno Giuranna's class in Stauffer, Accademia Stauffer of Cremona, and at the same time I also attended Accademia Chigiana in Siena. It is in Toscana region in Italy, when I met Yuri Bashmet. Not in Russia. Yuri Bashmet, I studied with Yuri Bashmet in Italy in Accademia Chigiana for 2 years. I took his master classes, and it was another great experience for me, of course.
Awesome. And now I know that Mateus is going to practice his English, so he has a question for you right now.
Oh, please.
How were your lessons with Bashmet and Giuranna?
Oh, bravissimo, Mateus.
Oh.
You know, I have to say that I was very lucky in my life to meet generous teachers. They are very generous to their students. You know, it was one teacher, very famous piano teacher, Neuhaus in Moscow, piano teacher. He taught various as a few categories of teachers. There are some teachers, they are able to play, but they're not able to teach. Other teachers, they're able to teach, but not to play. Unfortunately, there are some teachers, they're not able neither to teach or to play. Very few people can do both. They're good teachers and they are good players. So I can say that I was very lucky in my life to meet this category of people. And I think it is very it was very good for me. I enriched myself as a musician a lot, because I touched different schools, Russian school and Italian school, and they influence me really a lot. I have to say that I met both of these greatest violists and teachers when I was already developed musician, not as a child. Bashmet, Yuri Bashmet, I think for me it was the biggest inspiration. I think not only inspiration, but especially inspiration to begin the period of researching of the sound, of my sound. He inspired me a lot to do it. And Bruno Giuranna, he taught how to set all my ideas, all my knowledges, all my skills that I took all over the world, how all this information, he taught me how to order, how to put it in order, how to set it, you know. So, and for me, I think it was absolutely one of the most important things that I learned, and I think it is one of the most important things that I have to teach to my students, how to set the information, how to put everything in order, and how to be disciplined.
Israel,
Yes.
perguntar qual aula mais marcou ela em relação a Giuranna e Bashmet, musicalmente e pessoalmente para ela, tipo, como pessoa? Saberia fazer uma construção?
Qual a aula que mais marcou?
Sim, de Giuranna e
uma aula
Bashmet.
específica? Ou
Não,
aula
em geral, tipo aquela aula que marcou musicalmente e como pessoa, não sei, entendeu?
Eu acho que
Saberia...
sim. Eu acho que sim. Eu não sei se meio que já não foi. Eu não sei, Bruno, o que tu acha? Sim.
Eu acho que ele quer saber se teve um momento tipo, específico, mas não sei.
Em específico, que eu quero saber em específico mesmo, entendeu?
Okay. Entendi. So he's asking if you have like a specific moment in your lessons with Bashmet and Giuranna that really they're really important to you, like one very specific moment, like for your musicality and as a person also, like a highlight.
I think, you know, with so great people, there is no one specific moment. I think just to be with them and just to take a coffee with them, it is already something illuminated sometimes. So I would not say that it was this lesson, or maybe I heard some phrase from him, some sentence, very, very interesting. Everything, you know, sometimes you're just walking along down the street and just speaking about music or speaking about life. They can give you something which for them maybe it's normal, for you can change your way of thinking and sometimes can change your life. But it is not only with them, it happens with every great people. And really great people, they are not only great musicians in our case, but they are really nice persons, and they are very generous with the students. So try to find not only great teacher, but also nice person, because you will learn much more.
Awesome. Before we go on, I actually just have a question for you. So you were talking about the Italian and the Russian schools. How would you describe in your own way the differences between those two schools?
It's. I think it is too long as a. It's very big topic. It's and I would not I would like to not to just simplify the things that Russian schools give the importance to this and Italian school give importance for that, because I don't know exactly how better to answer this question, because when you because I don't want to compare the things. Of course, Russian school is considered the most important school in the world for the string players, and because of the technique, because of the study method. I think study method is really important, and especially the professional approach from the beginning, not after when you decided, when you're 15 years old, you decide maybe I will become professional musician, so let's work hard. In Russia, it doesn't exist. In Russia, you work hard from the age of 6 or from the age of 5. And after, when you arrive at your 15, when you're 15 years old, you decide if you go maybe or stop. But anyway, from the beginning, for example, my son, he played for 9 years, he played cello. Now he's not professional musician, but he had a professional training. It's hard. I can imagine that it is hard for sometimes, but it gives results when you decide to be professional. So I think Russian school is a very professional approach from the beginning.
No, that's awesome. That's already really good. Yeah, my question was very like, how do I answer that?
No childhood.
Oh.
I didn't have childhood.
Oh,
Yeah,
so sad.
because when you have to practice hours when you're 6, 7, 8, 9 years old, of course. I'm kidding. Yes, I had.
Violists, we're the best. Okay, so now we're gonna go to the most fun part of this. So we were telling people and asking them on social media about other styles of music just because of this part right now. So our guest Anna Serova is gonna show us a little bit about her crossover projects and talk about that.
Yes, I have something to show you. Of course, they ask me also on Instagram that if different styles of music requires different techniques. Yes, of course, and not only because here we can speak about performance practice, because there is a music so-called exact, like music, for example, of romantic period, when the composer is pretty precise with the instruction for the interpreter, no? And there are other genres of music, like, for example, Barocco. But not only, we have jazz, pop, rock, folk, tango, where the performance practice is absolutely essential. We don't know, for example, if you take times of Bach, we don't know how exactly the music was played. There are no recordings, and the score are really transparent, but there are lots of books describing how you should play, and including the description of how you should play, embellishments, and so on. So there are lots of people who is dedicating their life to make a research in this field. If you want to learn how to play, for example, jazz, folk, pop, rock, tango, of course, there are no scores which can help you. Absolutely, there are lots of, and this is very important performance performance practice. When I love tango, really love tango. When I took for the first time in my life the score of the traditional tango piece of the 40s, 1940, and I listened for the recording of it, original recording, I couldn't believe to my ears or my eyes, because the music I was hearing was totally different from what was written, including changes of tempo, accents, suddenly rubato, some notes they are written, but they don't play it. They don't play just hidden the notes, like a resolution from dominante to tonica at the end of the piece, for example. They're absolutely hidden. So in this case, you have to apply to recordings and to play with the people who can hand down the tradition to you. It is only way to learn different styles of music. I was very happy because I played together. I met in my life, and very occasionally, tango sonos trio, bandoneon piano, and double bass. The people who are considered one of the most important, one of the best groups of the traditional tango. I learned really a lot from them. Double bass, Gerardo Scaglione. He is Argentinian, so he knows all these tips and tricks how to play tango. So it is really, really great. You can imagine how many different things you can learn playing with the people who playing this music for all their life. In this music, like folk, tango, it's folk music, of course, and rock, pop, there are elements of improvisation, which we don't find in the romantic music, for example. Glissando, rubato, the swelling of the notes, what we don't do usually in the academic style of playing. So it is very important to be part of a group and to understand the music and its style. And I always advise to my students to try to play different styles of music, like if they like jazz, just to play a little bit, or just to try improvise on the instruments, to take lessons from somebody who is teaching jazz or folk music, tango, because first of all you can get the flexibility and learn, musically speaking, of course, and learn how to play rubato and how to play improvisation, and most of all, playing other genres of music. It helps to you. It helps you to get the more sureness on the stage. So that's why I always advise to my students to do it, because you worry a little bit less about the right notes and about the intonation, because the music usually is not so difficult as Bartok concerto. So you feel more relaxed on stage, you are sure in yourself, you don't worry about the judgment of other people, you're just enjoying the process of being on stage. So what you should do, you should try this, and after, remember this feeling, take it and bring it to the classical stage. And so, try to forget this suffering of playing on public. So the project what I would like to show you, it is one of my crossover projects. I like very different styles of music. It's the name is Tango all'Opera. When traditions of Italian opera meets the Argentinian tango and folklore. Italian composer Roberto Molinelli, he took the most important, the most famous arias like from Traviata, Puccini, you know, Verdi, Rossini, and he rewrote it in tango style for viola, bandoneon, piano, and double bass. You have to think that tango as a style, as a genre, mainly originated from Italians who migrated to Argentina. If we think about the most important composers of Argentinian tango, they all have clearly Italian surnames: Pugliese, Troilo, D'Arienzo, De Caro, especially Piazzolla. Piazzolla is from Puglia region, from the south of Italy. So we know that Italian opera and Neapolitano songs, they influenced a lot style of tango in Rio de Plata, the area in Argentina and Uruguay. Now I will find the video. Just a moment. I will try. So I will just 2 words about this video I would like to show you. 2 years ago, it was 150th years anniversary from the death of Gioacchino Rossini, who was born in Pesaro. I told you that I live in Pesaro. So this project in the beginning was born to celebrate that anniversary. There was a big tango festival in Pesaro, and so we had the possibility to engage 2 of the world's biggest tangueros, Sebastian Ars and Mariana Montes, and they participated in this video. So Barbiere di Sevilla, the most famous Rossini's opera, from Barbiere di Sevilla was born Tanguero, El Tanguero de Sevilla. This video was shot in Teatro Rossini in Pesaro, and also in the birthplace of Gioacchino Rossini, which now it's a historical center, and it's a museum from 1904. And you will see in the video a treble spinet, a 19th century musical instrument, belonged to Rossini. So it is very nice. This. Oh, can you see me?
No, are you there? Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Can you see me?
Not yet.
No.
Not yet. Okay. Just a moment. Is it?
No, it's still gray.
Ah. Here.
Cosa hai combinato? Qualcosa?
Ah. Just a moment. Maybe we should. Perché ho chiuso per sbaglio questo?
Niente, allora mi sa che ti devi ricollegare.
I have to reconnect myself. Maybe I did something wrong.
Okay.
It's fine.
Okay.
It's fine.
Okay, so I use the same link.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Leave studio.
Conte uma piada, Israel, enquanto isso.
Minha vida é uma... Não, brincadeira.
Eu deixei a tela maiorzinha, viu? Por causa do tamanho do vídeo, que ia ficar pequenininho. Tudo bem?
Beleza.
Sim, tá certo. É que tu não precisa tirar, gente. É só tu clicar no ícone dela e ela vai aparecer maior.
Ah, é? Ah, tá bom.
Um salve pro Renan Galvão aí que tá nos acompanhando.
Grigio.
É um salve.
Será que ela desconectou quando ela foi mostrar o vídeo? Ela tirou?
Del programma.
Strano perché a te ti si vede. Vediamo un po'. A te ti si vede qua.
Because I can hear me. I can.
Ah, tu hai bloccato.
Aê.
There you are.
Aê.
Okay. Okay, now it's okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Okay, perfect. So this was our tango project, tango all'opera. You know, I have always loved tango music from the beginning, and at certain time I began to play the music of Piazzolla. And after a few years, when I was already living in Italy, I found out a tango school nearby. So after first lesson, I totally fell in love with this dance, and I immediately realized it's very interesting how to play tango after I began to dance, because some accents, phrasing, and agogic in tango music are strictly connected with the steps and body movements. So it is, for me, it was very, very, very useful to dance tango, and after I understood how I should play it. So was it good?
Yes.
The audio.
Yes.
Okay, and so another project was connected with William Walton and with a garden, with this fantastic garden in Italy. You know, Walton, he met his wife Susanna Walton. She was Argentinian. William Walton went to Buenos Aires and met this beautiful woman, 30 years younger than him, and it was love of first sight, and after they decided to come to live to Italy. Everybody wants to come to Italy, and they bought the house villa in Ischia Island. It is near Naples, and she loved very much gardening, and so she created this beautiful garden. The name this garden is La Mortella, and it's considered one of the most beautiful gardens in the world. And now I will show you some pictures. So this is Walton. Sorry. Can you see it?
Yes, I think Matheus is able to make it bigger. I think he's trying.
Okay. Okay, this is when they were young. They were young and they met each other in Argentina, and she's really beautiful. The garden is something like this. I don't know if they want to open. No, this. Sometimes there is block. This is Prince Charles, you know, with the lady Susanna Walton. Can you see this picture?
Yes, we can see it.
Okay, because I don't see the. Okay, so okay, and so this is the really beautiful garden, and this is it's very big. You know, the garden is really big, and so I was very very lucky because in 2016 I played for the first time in that place. I played the William Walton viola concerto. So, and the stage of that place, they have a lot of concerts there. Can you see it?
Yes. Ooh, that's nice.
This is a stage in the William Walton's house. This place they lived with Susanna. It is really great, very big, very big place. And also this. Can you see this? This rock. Israel, can you see it?
Yes, we can see it.
Okay. So I was happy to be giving the first William Walton concerto, the first performance of Walton concerto in his home. And in that time, the idea of the new piece was born. Roberto Molinelli decided to write a new piece dedicated to Lady Walton, to the wife of William Walton. And the plants and flowers of this garden were the inspiration for the three movements of the concerto. And for example, this rock you can see it is a natural rock. And when William Walton arrived in that place in the 1952-1953, he told, "I would like to stay here forever, please. I want to be buried here." So it is a tomb of William Walton. So it is really big inspiration. This place is really big inspiration for everybody who visit this this garden. So in 2018, it was a new concert was born. The name of the concert is Lady Walton's Garden, and it is a concerto for viola, orchestra, and tanguero. Because the first movement is the name of the first movement is Ginkgo biloba. It is this tree is Ginkgo biloba. This is an ancient living fossil. They call this tree living fossil because they discovered. Everybody thought that it is only fossil. There were no living trees on the earth, and only in the 18th century they discovered the living tree of this Ginkgo biloba in China. And so after they bring it to Europe, and they bring it to South America, and so this tree you can find also in a garden of La Mortella garden. And So the first movement of the concerto is Ginkgo biloba, and Roberto Molinelli wrote this piece using only minor chords, just to show the epic story of this tree. And the second is Victoria Amazzonica. Victoria Amazzonica is the biggest nymphea in the world, and it is from Brazil, so it's very exotic for us, but it is absolutely not exotic for you, isn't it?
Yeah,
So
we have some of that.
Yeah, so the second movement, this flower is the second movement. The name of the second movement gives the name to the second movement of the concert, very romantic and very, very beautiful. And the third movement is, the name is Palo Borracho. It is, the tree, I don't know if I have it here, maybe no. Yes, I have it here. It is Palo Borracho. It's Argentinian. The last movement of the composition is written in the Argentinian tango style. It's homage to Susanna's Argentinian origins, and concludes with a dance. The very last part of Lady Walton Garden, I will put down my viola and dance tango argentino. So this tree is Palo Borracho, Argentinian tree, which Susanna brought from South America to Italy. And I would like to show you the third movement, the last part of the third movement of the concert, of the concerto. It's from this recording was in Moscow in last February, when I danced tango in the end. No, it's not here. It is Lady Walton's Garden. Here. it is the last movement of the piece. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
I afraid to disappear again.
Is that available on YouTube, the concerto, or somewhere?
This concerto, yes, the first movement is on YouTube. The last movement, not yet, but soon we will. I will put it. I will upload it on YouTube. There are one question of one student from Brazil. He asked me how to have the left hand to keep it relaxed. So now if you want to, if you have some questions, some technical questions also about the technique or something else, because I remember now that Renan Delvaux, he asked me about this, and I would like to speak about my way of relaxing and my way of be healthy playing viola, because, for example, I would like to play about yoga, and I would like to speak about yoga and how yoga really have changed my life and my approach of playing the instrument, because it is a problem for a lot of people. Every master class, there's somebody who is asking me, how can I relax myself? How I would like to feel myself better. How can I do it? So my advice to everybody, please try to practice yoga, because first of all, it is a great ability to ease stress, and yoga promotes relaxation, because we all know how it's important to be relaxed when we play on instrument, because from the relaxation also depends a beauty of your sound, because for example, if you take viola and you have to learn to lean on viola, and but not to press to the string. For the better sound, you have to be really relaxed. So yoga relieves anxiety. Really, we all know that we have always it helps to cope with the stage fright. Why? Well, because when we are anxious, the first thing we notice is that our breathing becomes non-regular. So yoga teaches you to control your breathing, so you can control your anxiety with practicing yoga. And also it increases flexibility and muscle strength and tone. We all know how it is important, but we only remember how about it when we have the strong backache or sore neck or tendinitis here or here, because we're stiff and we're not relaxed. And so when you're playing like this for hours, year after year, after you have some problems with the neck, with the back, and with the tendinitis, so it's yoga helps you really a lot. And also we should consider that generally yoga improves the quality of your life, because as any physical exercise, yoga makes the body produce endorphins. So it means we feel good, our mood is much better, and it may help to fight depression in this lockdown period. Is perfect. And also we should not forget that yoga is a discipline. Practicing yoga, and especially trying to obtain the coordination between movement and breathing requires a big presence and concentration. And it is exactly what we need while we are playing. We need the coordination. We need to breathe, relax. We have a relaxing breathing. We need concentration in this. We have to be present exactly in this moment. We have check up our posture, and so we practice it first of all at home, and after when we go and bring it to the stage. So yoga helps you because it is a discipline. And also it is very important to think about that that musical phrase are not so different from the spoken phrase, because we take the breath, we express the concept, and after we close the sentence and the breath ends. No, when we speak, this is the same when we play. So when we play, we need to breathe normally, we need to be relaxed, and we need to be coordinated, and we need to be concentrated. That's why for me is the best. Please try to practice a bit of yoga. Yoga changed my life and changed my sound. My sound really changed a lot when I began to practice yoga. So it is my tip for the people who wanted to know how to relax the hands. If you have some other questions, tell me.
Sure. We have a question from a really good violist from the state of São Paulo named Giovan Calzolari. And he was wondering, where do you teach and how to teach, how to go and have lessons with you and to go and study with you?
Okay, I'm teaching in a Perosi Academy in Biella. So if you don't have a website, Accademia, ecco, you have it. Okay, academiaperosi.org. And it is a private academy. It is not like state conservatoire, but they have sometimes some scholarships, and they have foreign students, of course. So I think the better way you contact the academy on their site and ask all the questions about the admission and about how to apply, and eventually about the scholarships, of course. And also during the summer, I have 1, 2, 3, depends, master classes, which 1 week long. So sometimes you can come somebody can come to visit Italy in the summer to participate in one of these festivals. And I'm very happy to come to Brazil. Last years I come very often to Brazil, and sometimes it's 2 or 3 times a year to participate in different festivals. So we can meet also in Brazil.
Cool. I know Bruna also has a question, since we're talking about Brazil and Latin America.
So, what do you think about Latin American violists?
Oh, I come to Brazil for the first time. I visited Brazil. It was 2009, and I immediately began to play together with Brazilian musicians and to teach Brazilian students. And it's incredible for me how the development of the school in Brazil, how the level increases really fast. Every year, the same students are better, and also the general level of the students are really very good. So I'm so happy, and especially I love to teach in Brazil, Brazilian violists, because you are so full of passion, and you're so full of desire to learn, so really so enthusiastic. So I really love to teach in Brazil, and I played with some wonderful colleagues, violists in Brazil, and I heard some fantastic concerts. So I really love South America, and I really love Brazil, and I hope that this period will finish very soon, and I would like to come back very soon to you.
Cool. Before we move on to our next question, we just also wanted to advertise your website. Matheus is going to put on the screen because...
Yes, thank you. It is under construction, but I think in some days it will be online. And if somebody wants to come to my master class in Italy, I will write the website of the Livorno Music Festival.
And this festival is happening face to face, right? It's not online.
No, because now there is already, it is permitted to be face on face, maybe with mask, but anyway, live. So I hope it will be live. Yes, it will be in August from 17 to 24, 26, something like this.
Awesome. So our last question to every guest that we have is how to stay motivated during these pandemic times, because a lot of people are not having lessons, people are not playing in ensembles and orchestra. So sometimes this is actually the reason why we created this channel. So what suggestions and advices do you have for us?
Of course. Oh, generally, the music, I think, is a metaphor of our life. Sometimes everything is great. Sometimes it is something you have moments full of depressions. There are some really hard periods in your life. Sometimes it's hard periods in your music life. And when you're a student, sometimes you're not sure if it's very good or not, if you choose the right way. Sometimes you have these doubts, and don't worry, everybody has it. And this period is particularly difficult for everybody, but we have to think that it is just a bad period. It is not the end of the world, and we have to be patient and perseverant. We have to be disciplined for ourselves. So and always think positive. So don't look only on negative side of the situation. Always think, okay, I cannot go out, but finally I can stay home. It is so nice now. I can talk with my friends. I can read a book. Finally I can read a book. I can cook something. I can stay with my family. I can practice a lot. So sometimes it's very, very nice to think positive, and the tips to find the motivation could be to keep in touch. First of all, to keep in touch how you do, for how you're doing now. You keep in touch between you, and you asking other people to join you. It is really fantastic, and thank you. What are you doing? For example, if you're alone at home and you have even very simple microphone, like something like this, or even really some microphone and computer, you can try to record yourself, video or audio. Try to make a CD recording for yourself. So it is very motivational, because you practice, and after you're listening for yourself, and no, it's not so good, I have to make it once again, after, if you are able to work with this, some of the program up for editing, or maybe you can learn in this period, you have lots of free time, so you can learn maybe some how to work with editing program. But anyway, I think recording to yourself, it is very motivating, because you are always listening for what you playing, and so you want to improve, to be better. And after, share this recording with your friends, and you can play the concert between friends, if the level of audio the sound is good. If the sound is not very good when you're playing, because sometimes in stream it is not so good sound, you can make a video recording, and after share with your friends, and make online concerts of video recording for your friends. So I think it is very motivational. What do you think?
Oh, I totally agree with that. That was awesome. Thank you so much. So yeah, thank you so much for having been here with us today. It was an honor to us to have you as a guest, and I think we have learned a lot. So thank you very much for that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Obrigado, tudo.
Yeah. Grazie mille. Thank you. Tchau, tchau.
Obrigado, pessoal, né? Por hoje.
Obrigado a todos que assistiram hoje. E quarta-feira é a Daphne, né?
Às 9.
Yes.
Quarta-feira, às 9 horas, temos a Daphne Gerli, então não perca.
E é isso aí. Tchau, pessoal.
Tchau, tchau.